Okay, so I've just come back from seeing The Batman finally. Gonna give quick reactions and thoughts on it. So, Roberto Patbat, that's his name. I was making some notes in the cinema. And that's his name now, Roberto Patbat, as the Batman. Yeah, I like it. I mean, there must have been some big lifts in his shoes because he strikes quite the imposing figure. Not so good as Bruce Wayne. You know, this version of Bruce Wayne, he's not even trying to hide that he's a complete freak and a weirdo. It's just, I'm a weirdo all the time. I don't care, or I care about saving people. So not a very good Bruce Wayne, but a good Batman. I like it. Not liking the cowl. I mean, so it doesn't look completely crap, but it doesn't look like it offers much protection. It looks to be, I mean, you can see the stitches. They do a lot of close-ups for it. You can see the stitching on it. You can see that it's already got a scar across his left eye, I want to say, where he's obviously had it damaged in combat. And yeah, it really doesn't look like it offers much protection. So also what I like is the horror theme. So this whole film has a horror theme around it. It's not quite a horror film. You know, it's a 15 rated here. What they should have done is just leaned into that horror theme fully. They should have gone full 18/R rating and just blood, gore, violence, Batman taking off people's heads for fun. I don't think he does kill anyone in this film, but he has in previous films, so you know, he could have easily just been smacking people around, killing them as collateral damage just because. I think the film would have benefited from it, would have got their target audience better. You know, the whole film is kind of reminiscent of The Long Halloween, the graphic novel. If you haven't seen it, go read it. It's a good graphic novel. I think one of the best. I'm not big into my comics or graphic novels, but that one I have read and it is very, very good. This isn't that story, but I think it's kind of, you know, based on that universe and with elements of it in there. It's got a lot of the Saw films in it. 15 minutes into the film, like, man, this could be a Saw film. This is a bit like Saw. The whole storyline with the Riddler, the music, the setting, easily a Saw film. But I like the Saw films, so that's okay. So you get a lot of stuff in the middle, a lot of investigating, but not very good. So Batman is supposed to be the world's greatest detective. Not in this film, he's not. In this film, he is a complete dumbass. All of the work he does is reactive. Nothing is proactive. He never gets on top of anything. All he is doing is running around putting out fires. He doesn't detect anything. There's a scene towards the end, spoilers by the way, you know, if you want to get out of here before it's ruined for you and you haven't seen it. So there's a scene at the end where he's talking to Riddler for his bulletproof glass at Arkham Asylum, and you've seen it, he already knows that there's something else going on. It's not as clear cut as it seems, and probably something else is going to happen, or he's put something into motion already before he's captured, because he knew he was going to be captured. So in interrogating the Riddler, initially the Riddler thinks that Batman is on his side. He thinks they're in this together, they're two sides of the same coin, they're just fighting from different angles. And then Roberto Patbat's like, no, nah, you're a crazy person. I'm not a crazy person, even though he is a crazy person. You need to tell me what you've done, because you're an absolute psycho and I need to stop you. What kind of interrogation technique is that? You know, where's the good cop, bad cop? If he already thinks that you are in this together and you're on the same side, why are you then telling him, we are not on the same side, I'm nothing like you, you're an absolute psycho, now please tell me all your plans? No, that's not how it works. Just play along with him, pretend to be his friend, coax out of him what this final plan is. That is terrible detective work, and it just adds for a stupid dumbass Batman. And then the final scenes, I don't really get what the Riddler's final plan was. So I know what he set in motion, but I don't understand his goal for it. So at no point throughout the film do you get the idea that this version of Gotham City is, I guess, an island surrounded by water, because Riddler puts bombs all on the seawall and floods the whole city. Put below in the comments if you knew that Gotham City was an island. Okay, so he floods the city, which makes everyone fall back to what do they call it? Gotham Square Gardens, I believe, an events arena, which is their kind of fallback option for any kind of natural disaster, and then gets a dozen or so of his followers to start sniping people. But for what? If his goal is out there is just to cause maximum carnage and just to kill people, surely the flooding would have done that already. I would imagine quite a few people died in this flash flood that suddenly happens out of nowhere, and then he goes to kill more people. For what? And how many people are you really going to kill? Said he had like 500 followers, so you only see, I don't know, a dozen of his followers actually turn up. Even if all 500 people turned up, right? This arena I looked it up. It's actually the O2 Arena in London. I think that holds something close to 20,000 people. So this is 20,000 people being sniped by 500. Really and truly, how many people are you going to get before everyone starts scattering and running? You're going to get the first shot off and then that's it. Everyone's going to scatter like rats. It seemed a bad plan and a pointless plan. And then there's the ending. So for me, there's 3 options of endings you could have done to make this even better. First option is you have it as a standalone film. No spin-offs, no interconnected universes, nothing. You kill the Batman. You have him die successfully saving a citizen of Gotham City and you have him die. That would have been game changing. It would have been something that no one's done in cinema. And if it's a standalone film, it doesn't matter because then you can go back to restoring the Snyderverse and continue that from where it left off. 2, you can connect it to the Snyderverse. So you could have had that whole film with everyone calling him Mr. Wayne when he's out of the Batman costume all the way through the film until you find out at the end that it's not Bruce Wayne, it's Thomas Wayne, or, you know, Batman's unknown brother. And then you have him die at the end, Roberto Patbat. So have this set in the past, have Ben Affleck's character as Roberto Patbat's younger brother, having taken the mantle once Roberto Patbat dies. You connect it to the Joaquin Phoenix Joker universe. It's probably more in that vein of style than it is the Snyderverse anyway, and have the Joaquin Phoenix Joker film as the jumping off point of the Batman. So obviously the Joker ending is very ambiguous. You have it that it did actually happen. You have the Batman then is created to combat Joaquin Phoenix Jokers, and you have it set, you know, maybe 10 years after, and everyone has taken inspiration from Joker and they all want to rebel against the system. And so Riddler is inspired by Joker. The Joker in the cell next to Riddler is the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. And then you've got 2 interconnected films, 2 very good horror themed films, and you carry on from there if you want. You don't have him die, you have the same ending, just you connect the 2. That would have been simple. Other things I don't like, I mean, Catwoman's kissing Batman when he's passing out, seems a bit weird. And then later on, backs away from his kiss when he's up and awake and coherent. Talk about hot and cold. Kissing people without their permission, and then when they're awake to give permission and up for it, not kissing him. Weird. Batman doesn't know how to throw a batarang. He literally takes a batarang off his chest and then uses it as a knife. No, Batman, this is yours. You created this. Throw it like a batarang, like you're supposed to. Sever that cable. Save everyone. You didn't have to jump nowhere. What I did like, Riddler, he's got a pretty good singing voice. For a crazy guy who's locked up, them acoustics, they was working for him. That was some sweet music he was putting out. The Batbike, I like it. It's good. Very simple, minimal design. Quite like it. The Batmobile, however, what is the point of it? So usually you have 2 styles of Batmobile. You usually have the ones that are, you know, very Batman, very branded. And then you get the other ones which are more grounded, so less comic book-esque and more functional. This one, neither. It's I'll tell you what, it's more reminiscent of the 1960s Batmobile. It's a muscle car with a rocket on the back. That's it. I don't think you see any other gadgets that come out, no branding on it, just a muscle car with a rocket on the back. Overall, I'd give it 4 out of 5 stars. It's a very good film. If you haven't seen it already, do go watch it. It's a very good film, especially for all your horror fans out there. I don't think it beats The Dark Knight, as some people have said. I think that The Dark Knight is overall a better film. There's just so much going on in The Dark Knight. Some stuff in the Batman does seem drawn out, and you could have cut some of it out, and, you know, it's almost a 3-hour film. You could have cut that down to a 2:20 film, 2:30 film, and the film wouldn't be any worse off for it. Where with The Dark Knight, that's 2 films worth of content. You could split that into 2 films and have that as Dark Knight Part 1, Dark Knight Part 2. Easy. And it still holds up. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. Let me know if you've got any other thoughts or noticed anything that I didn't in the comments below. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe. And hopefully I'll catch you in the next one.